Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? I say good morning. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Today, this Sunday, I'm making this video on a Sunday. That's why I said it. Um, Starting the video kind of late. It's like 6:20 p.m. Um, I know there's big stuff happening at Madison Square Garden right now. Um, but I'm making my video right now. I hope that's okay with y'all. Um, anyway, went to the store, HEB, early this morning. Um, Made some turkey burgers when Kimmy was over to hang out with all of us. All of us being my mom, Tracy, and Gypsy, and of course Benjo, who he's here. Tarot card Baby Benjo's right here. Um, Gypsy likes to come in my room, and I let her. That's fine. Um, So if you hear kind of a thud, sometimes she'll jump on the door, and that's what you'll hear. Um, but other than that, I got my water. Decided to do the Crow Tarot today. I know we haven't done the Cat Tarot in a long time, but doing the Crow Tarot today. I got my sketchbook and all that. Pretty much got the same setup. This is my water. Oh, I have a Bath and Body Works candle. It's a sweet cinnamon pumpkin. Um, so yeah, y'all ready to get started? I'm gonna take a swig of water. 1 second. Okay, y'all ready to get started? Also, I do want to note, since it is a little bit later in the evening, it might get a little dark in here, which means I might have to do something about the lighting. But until then, this is the setup. Yeah. Okay. I was thinking about doing the 5-card spread. If you're wondering, we had this, or my mom had this in the 10415 Ethan Allen house. She had several suns and I think maybe a moon that she hung on the outside of the house towards the backyard art. It's a little faded now, but I liked it, so I kept it. I have that on my desk here. Okay, anyway, how was y'all's week? Y'all ready for Halloween? I know some people like to celebrate Halloween the weekend before, especially when Halloween falls in the middle of the week. You have fun? What's that? Have y'all voted? I have not voted yet, even though I plan to next week. The lines are really long. So, oh my gosh. What else? Give me that, sorry. Okay. I really like this shirt. It doesn't really match my makeup today. I don't know if you can tell. I have like a red pink theme going on, and my shirt's like a orange purple kind of color, a light orange kind of color. But I like the shirt, and I figured I was gonna do a little painting later. But I think it's a No Boundaries. I got it at Target in the men's section. It says No Boundaries, I think is the brand, and it says it's an oversized shirt. And so you know what, remind me. And it's one of the shirts where I can put it in the wash, in the dryer, and it's like still the same size. which I think is convenient. But anyway, so remind me if I ever start getting into apparel, which I think I probably will at some point in time, to make oversized shirts. They're really comfy. So I might even collaborate with No Boundaries. I just really like the fit of this shirt. I said, well, I haven't worn my zoo shirt in the tarot card reading in a while. But I just like how oversized it is. Not that I get like 3X or 4X on my zoo shirts, but it's just something about the material, something about the fit, where I'm just like, this is one of my favorite shirts. I got my makeup on it, so it has a stain. Darn. But other than that, one of my favorite shirts. Anyway, I look forward to that. Did I tell you I think I was doing the 5-card spread? So, I think this might just be a short video this week, and that's okay. And it looks like I'm flipping over the cards first. Okay. Oh, we have you want a card? I'll get a card for Benjamin 15. Very interesting. So we have everything reversed today. So the 5-card spread is like the horseshoe or the cat stretch, except it doesn't have the influences in it. Past, present, obstacle, advice, solution, which I think is kind of interesting, and then future and outcome. And then I put one card out for our pets, or just maybe something that brings you good vibes, good juju. What's in that sector, as far as like speaking in terms of like houses and stuff. Which one is the good juju house in your astrology chart? There, we got the reversed 8 of Swords there. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you all the cards real quick and then talk about them. So we got the past, it's kind of dark, I know. Page of Swords. The future is the 3 of Wands. And then our inspiration, overshadow theme is the 8 of Swords. Okay, so I guess I'll go ahead and get started. Right off the bat, I see that everything's reversed. I see everything's reversed, so I think that's not particularly a bad sign, especially since we're able to see that all right now. If I were to flip, have the card face down and then flip each card, I would be a little bit more concerned about how these cards are reversed. A lot of the times reversed, they have a certain meaning. And if I were to give like an individual tarot card reading, or a group, whatever, I would take that into consideration and stuff like that. But since, again, this is a very general reading, just for anybody who happens to click on the tarot card video, my first go-to is to try and always look at things a bit more positive. Banjo's got tarot card focus. Banjo's got his little squeaky toy there. That one is Ace, the Christmas deer. He's got they have really good memory. If you name their toys, then they'll go and pick the right one. It's kind of cool to see. Anyway, so since this is a very general spread, and I always like to go with a positive reading. If there's something a negative and a warning and so on and so forth, I would definitely say so. I wouldn't try to hide it or conceal it. The only way that would happen is if be like bringing in the good things with that too. And I think as far as all this goes, it's very important not to scare people. So if you're going to a tarot card reader who's like scares you all the time, I would question that. That's what I would do. But anyway, we've got all reverse cards here. So this is very interesting. I think especially, I know we're here in my room right now, but I think it's interesting to think about, especially considering the outside world and everything that's going on there. Yeah. So everything's reversed here, and we have a lot of cards I do like. I really like the Ten of Swords, which is the present. I like the Ace of Pentacles, which is the obstacle. Of course, I like the Three of Wands, which is our future and outcome. Yeah, and these other three cards are past the Page of Swords, the Advice and Solution being the Five of Swords, and then the Eight of Swords. I really like these cards. So it looks like we don't have any cups today, which is very interesting. I think that was a bit of our focus last tarot card reading. Maybe not for you, depending on how you watch these videos, but last week we had a bit of focus on the cups a little bit. So today we really don't have any of that cup. So as far as being kind of emotion heavy, which can be both good and bad. You can be overwhelmed emotionally, like in a good way. Sometimes you're so happy that you cry, right? And you can be overwhelmed with emotions in a not so pleasant way, a negative way. So yeah, we don't have much emotions going on, which I think is interesting. So the past, we have Page of Swords. I can relate very much to this. With these this Crow Tarot, I'm very particular, finicky in how I approach the pages in this Crow Tarot deck. But here I take it as a very good card. Even though it's reversed. The Page of Swords, there's an energy storm going on. You got an all black crow. You can't really see his eyes or beak, but his feet are kind of a little bit more detailed, I guess. So I take that as a good sign. Your feet are often symbols of being rooted and grounded and connected to the earth. And so when you have this sword element, this air element, intellectual logic element, I think it's very cool that we have a bit of details going on with the feet. So whatever kind of energy storm, and since it's reversed, it could be something that like maybe we started, not something that happens to us, but something we brought forth. Um, so yeah, that's our past, and we got this one crow that's even though he's up in the clouds and kind of a hectic environment, he's very grounded and rooted. And you can see some of the feathers there. So as far as that being our past, I think that's really interesting. Um, I would say that there's not a lot of stillness there, which, as far as an air element, really shouldn't be such a bad thing. I think that's interesting as far as logic and intelligence. Um, um, you would think with logic and intelligence, there would have to be some sort of steadiness, um, just to be able to focus and absorb the information. So I would say in our past, we've had very dynamic ways of learning, um, which is great. Uh, I don't see how that would be a bad quality. Um, yeah, something to be admired. Um, so our present, we have the reverse Ten of Swords. I like this card, even though this card can symbolize backstabbing, um, and being backstabbed and being um, left to rot, I guess, is what I'll say to that. Um, I really like the colors of this card. Um, and again, we have another sword. We have a lot of sword cards, but again, we have another sword air element card, where there's a bit of the detail, including the feet and being grounded. Um, as far as the backstabbing, that is a little concerning. Um, uh, yeah, I would say that there might be a backstabbing element presently. Um, just because I really like this card upright. And so when I see this card upright, I don't see any sort of backstabbing kind of element, even though that is what it means. I see a well balanced crow, um, and everything's kind of organized and stuff. So presently, I would say there's probably a lot of organization going on. And as far as the air element, that also includes communication. So that's really interesting. I'm just going to read the description really quick and see what I got for you. Oh, betrayal or backstabbing. Oh, this is really interesting considering uh, what I kind of just said before I started doing this reading. The reversed Ten of Swords represents a warning about not focusing too much on the negative. Um, don't let fear of betrayal hinder what it is you're doing. So I think that's interesting. I think also this card to me, the picture represents hard work. This is a tough little crow doing hard work there. So I would say presently we are doing our best to look at things in a positive manner. So that's good. When it gets a little darker, I'm gonna try and turn on a light or something. So, and our obstacle today, this is very interesting. So I would say, also as far as what we have going on, in the outside world. Um, I would say a lot. Maybe these reverse cards can be um, figuring out if something is deceptive or not. That could be an indicator of what all these almost very positive cards. You know, for me, I think they're all positive. Um, so maybe there's with this air element, and we have this pentacle here, but maybe there's a bit of intelligence and logic and seeing if there's any sort of deception going on. And just maybe a theme of what looks good might be bad and what looks bad might be good, for whatever reason, right? Well, Ben just chewing on a squeaky toy. I'm gonna try and fix this light situation. 1 second. Okay, how's that? Is that a little better? Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, that's a lot better. I just plugged in my lamp and turned it on. I guess I should have done that a while ago. Anyway. So now that y'all can see everything a lot better, that's great. So anyway, our obstacle today is the reversed Ace of Pentacles. This is very interesting. I think in our past tarot card readings, we might have had a, was it a Page of Pentacles and Ace of Pentacles kind of mix there? Well, anyway, this Ace of Pentacles reversed is very interesting. We have this ace is the purity and the, I guess, innocence. 1 second. Sorry about that. Anyway, so the aces are the purest form of the element, the simplest form, of the element. And with the pentacles, this is something that you work up to. Not much luck is involved with the Ace of Pentacles. So if you were to do a math equation, I think that would be more akin to the Pentacle suit, where it's you have this equation, you got this and this and this, and then here's the solution. So yeah, and here we have the Ace of Pentacles, and we got this gift, and it's a very special gift given to this very deserving crow. So reversed is the obstacle may be this week. We have difficulty starting a project. I think it's interesting that a project and a goal is not just for the Pentacle suit. The project wands are very much involved in the seeing a project through in this Crow Tarot deck. So today we have the obstacle as the Ace of Pentacles. Maybe we have a fear of betrayal, and the obstacle today is something that's very kind of special, and something that maybe like a spiritual gift or religious gift, or some kind of ceremony that's important. And if that's done wrong or disrespected, it's kind of a big deal. It's not just something that's like, oh, well, they did this wrong. Somebody was messing around over here, just being stupid. You can brush that off. This seems a little bit more important than that. If somebody's being stupid around this Ace of Pentacles here, It's kind of serious. It's kind of a big deal. It's going to be insulting and disrespectful in a very, I want to say, kind of emotional way, in a very kind of personal way. So our obstacle here could be um, maybe people taking things personally, maybe people trying to uh, mess around. I get that because I don't see a lot of authority cards here. Um, other than the Eight of Swords here, there's not much authority. There's not any, none of the major Arcana deck card authority. There's no kings and queens here. So I say somebody's kind of messing around. Um, you know, uh, uh, to curse a little bit. Somebody's like fucking around and starting shit. Sorry. Uh, it seems a little vulgar in these tarot card readings, but um, it kind of seems like that's what's going on here. Um, so our obstacle today is maybe somebody seeing what they can get away with. Um, Everything's reversed here, so somebody may be trying to avoid any sort of major distractions, major disasters and disrespect, and maybe going for the kind of minor things, maybe things that they perceive as not important for some reason. So yeah, the Ace of Pentacles is the earth element. Um, so again, another kind of element, you don't really want to be messing around with. That's probably not the smartest move to make. So yeah, that's our obstacle. So our past, we have a bit of an energy storm, and probably something that we kind of put forth. Maybe we weren't happy with kind of how stagnant things were. Maybe we thought that stagnant, and maybe we thought we just kind of maybe want more for ourselves. Um, kind of approving ourselves with this Page of Swords here. Um, and again, very dynamic learning. In our past, our present, we have we're tough, and we are very grounded, even though we can spend a lot of time, energy, and effort in the I guess the upper chakras, and the I guess things can I guess get complicated as far as these swords go. You can say dealing with a lot of things, a lot of questions, and putting those pieces of the puzzle together. And not doing so like with your hands or something like that, but just like being able to think, and yeah, and in a very dynamic way, in the past and present, um, utilizing that dynamic learning with a bit of stillness, but it's a bit of heavy stillness, and even though emotions may be involved, there's a lot of logic and reason when dealing with all of that. So that's good. It's not necessarily a separation, um, but I think a characteristic of that would be maturity. People who would say, what I'm trying to describe, this characteristic, they would say, oh, that person is being mature right now, or so, there's something like that. Especially considering our obstacle today is, I think, as somebody trying to, for some reasons, has a means and a motive of trying to pick on somebody, and doing so because they think that they won't have any serious repercussions or consequences. I say that being that the way that they're probably going to try to mess with you or somebody who you love and support, they're going to mess with somebody in a way that's in a very personal way. So that's not good. Our advice and solution today is the Five of Swords reversed. Usually this card means a bit of conflict, upright and reversed. As seeing our past, though, it seems that we're not afraid of conflict. Not only are we not afraid of conflict, we have all the tools that we need to utilize that conflict in a very mature and responsible and leveling up kind of way. Sometimes with maturity, it's about avoiding conflict. But today, what these cards are saying is maybe that's not necessarily the case, whether it be because it's unavoidable. My guess is there might be the appearance of the option that this conflict is unavoidable. But if you have a problem with somebody picking on somebody that doesn't have a lot of authority, that might be an issue here. An issue for you, so on and so forth. And then we have somebody here, I think, that quite enjoys conflict. So as far as like weighing the benefits and stuff, the benefits and the pros and cons of deciding to enter in a conflict. One of the cons would be this pesky person here that just wants to be insulting in a very personal way, which is immaturity, right? Is somebody who quite enjoys conflict. And I would say that there's quite a lot of socializing there too. The swords element is also about communication. Especially communication and maybe expression. So yeah, the advice and solution is a bit of conflict, and this crow is basically saying if you're gonna pick a fight, you might lose some friends. I'm gonna check the description really quick. The reversed Five of Swords says you're tired of fighting and you accept that some gains are not worth the loss. So I just want to throw that in there. So as far as the advice and solution with the conflict, yeah, I guess a best possible scenario and outcome. There's a lot of intellect and logic and reason going on in these cards. And our future and outcome is the reverse Three of Wands, which is possibility and a heart of gold. You hear the heart of gold twice in this Crow Tarot. The heart of gold is mentioned in the King of Pentacles upright, and also the heart of gold is mentioned in the Three of Wands, even though you see a lot of water here, right? You have the 3 gold wands here, and a crow ready to embark on a very positive journey full of possibility and opportunity. So this is a very interesting card, especially considering we've seen all these cards upright and not just each one individually. It seems like whatever this pesky, messy person who enjoys conflict as a form of getting a reaction out of people, maybe. They're gonna hit a very personal. Let's just see. They're gonna hit a very personal aspect of life, and so I guess considering our past and our present and what we can know to be the future, and maybe what we know now. You know, maybe the goal can be, as far as deception goes, maybe it might be worth the conflict to figure out where the deception is with this 3 of Wands, which is a heart of gold, which I guess brings us to this 8 of Swords here. I see this as a very protected crow. They're a very defensive position here. This is probably the maybe the king in chess. He can only move 1 square at a time, right? Maybe a pawn. When the pawn makes it all the way to the other side of the board, I think the player gets to choose the piece that replaces that pawn. So yeah, I see this as a very defensive card, a very protected type of card. So this is part 1 of the tarot card reading. I'm gonna make a part 2 just to kind of summarize and say the same thing. 1 second. Thanks for tuning in. I look forward to the next tarot card reading. I'll see y'all in the next video, part 2.